Kean and Hazel. Yung dalawa lang, no?
Okay, Enzo was supposed to come, pero kasi nagkasakit siya nung Sunday at nag-shoot pa rin siya, kaya nabinat siya. Kausap ko kanina, masakit talaga siya. Sayang. Okay. Carlos' role, when I first met Carlo, he said that the role he got was a little too close to home. Masyado daw malapit sa kwento ng buhay niya yung character, so medyo kinakabahan siya when he initially took the role. The role of Carlo is, ano siya, so he comes from a poor family, but the family never gave him the burden ng poverty. No? So they always made him feel like they're gonna help him out. So nagkakautang-utang yung family, gumagawa ng paraan yung family, etc. He's the more subdued member of the barkada. Siya yung medyo mas tahimik sa kanila. Meron naman yun every barkada almost. And pasan-pasan niya palagi yung struggle ng family niya as he goes forward. The only problem is, his character in the film, siya yung pinakamahina mag-memorize at siya rin yung pinaka hindi magaling mag-English. So, siya yung pinaka-nag-struggle talaga. But yun, the barkada helped him out until nagkalaglagan or whatever. So yun.
Si Enzo.
Si Enzo is the opposite naman. Enzo naman, in this film, dalawa yung threads niya. First, siya yung may girlfriend na nalilib behind na rin, nandi-deprioritize na rin. This happens a lot in law school. Na parang kung may non-law school girlfriend ka or boyfriend, na i-ignore siya. And so si Ana Luna yung yung girlfriend. And then his dad in the film Audrey is a rich lawyer living in the US. So the pressure on him is gusto siya talagang kunin ng dad niya. Ayaw na siya pag-aralin dito. Inferior yung tingin ng dad niya sa law school sa Pilipinas. So ang pressure sa kanya is always to excel. So he's the one who's the smartest in the group. Konyo Kim.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Continue, sorry.
In-invite ako.
Yeah, hi.
Masyado
Law school is a seldom discussed area in films, no? I had expected someone with a background in law school to try to explore this material, but as it were, you based your script and the film itself on studies and interviews, you said. So why did you choose this kind of material na hindi wala ka naman talaga doon? Where is the sincerity in the script?
Yeah, I think it was inspired by my friends who are taking up law. Marami. I'm actually one of those people who got left behind. Na parang I had a barkada, solid group of people, Kean's character. I had a solid group of friends na nag-law sila, talas sa ng time, hindi na kami nakapag-Dota. So that's why the first scene in the film is League of Legends. Hindi ako nag-model. So, I think that's where I'm coming from. I think the sincerity, I don't think naman sincerity just comes from actually experiencing it. I think, fortunately, human beings are gifted with empathy and the ability to comprehend and understand what other people feel. I think it only becomes disingenuous if the portrayal is insincere. And the good news is, so one of my law friends is here, is a famous lawyer. The owner of this restaurant is a law student. So I'm surrounded with law students. Before I even went to final edit, I showed them the film. Before I even went to production, I made them check the script para masigurado na it represents them. And for as long as, so nung nag-view kami ni Rocco, for example, I was with someone who was a frat lord. I was with someone who got kicked out of law. I was with someone who is still in law, and I was with someone who is a lawyer. And if they didn't approve, I would not show it to the public. Because I do not want to come into a film saying that I'm portraying your world and I portrayed dishonesty. So, the reason naman, the second question, the reason why I wanted to show the world was because I felt medyo, yun nga, may kulang. It was just curiosity, the way it started. Curious lang ako, ba't pa ganun? Ba't ganyan kayo magsalita? Ba't ganyan kayo gumalaw? Ba't ganyan kayo mag-isip? So I wanted to explore the world and understand.
So you capture also the nuances of law school and the students therein. So considering that people have this notion that law students are boring, they're colorless, they're drab. What makes it exciting for you?
What makes it exciting is that underneath that exterior, because in the film I showed the transition. Even in color, I showed the transition. Na parang they started out with individual colors, tapos naging monochromatic na by the time they reached the end. But more importantly, I showed it in the way they speak, the posture, the personality, the attitude. So very chill lang sila sa umpisa ng film, and then they become really like lawyers. To the point that Kean's character at one point just went, bakit ganyan na kayo? Parang talaga mga lawyers, asan yung cool na barkada dati? Ganun na yung mga sinasabi ng character niya. What makes them interesting, and I think this applies naman generally to everything, is that underneath that exterior of pala-aral, walang ginagawa sa buhay kundi mag-aral, may story yan eh, why they persist. And that's what the film tries to uncover. Ano ba yung story mo underneath that exterior? And that would involve all your loved ones, all your family, your friends, your struggles in life, your insecurities and fears. So I think that's what makes it interesting. That underneath that exterior, there is a human being that's waiting to be uncovered. Thank you. Actually, sa trailer na poster may nangihingi na ng sequel, gusto ng Bar Girls naman. Promise, tignan nyo sa comments. I think I'll cross the bridge when I get there. In the meantime, so kasi the span of the film is mahaba. So it encompasses first year, pagpasok nila, then as they transition to fourth year, hanggang actually far into the future kung nangyari sa kanila after. I think I tried to represent it as comprehensively as possible. I think ang binago ko lang sa kanya talaga, to be perfectly honest, na hindi totoo, is the ordering of the subjects. So nauna yung tax, for example. And the only reason why I did that was because I was selecting cases that I think non-lawyers will understand. As opposed to selecting them in chronological order. But I do think I went medyo deep na into it. Including grading systems, including how, kasi there are teachers in some schools who will ask you, mali yung recitation ng classmate mo, ikaw tama, what grade should we give your classmate? And then, alam mo na dapat yung sagot doon. Pero if it's your best friend, it becomes a little harder, di ba? To say na dapat 5 siya. So maybe, I don't know, there's still, any institution naman has a lot of stories. But, like, so, there's a recent film na about frat lang specifically. Marami siyang elements na pwede explore. I think, after nito, pag-isipan ko muna what else I could do with it. But meanwhile, I think I went a little bit deep and comprehensive in the film.
Can you also share with us your selection of the cast? Why Rocco? Why Kean?
Okay, this cast I primarily chose because they were close, their personalities were close to the characters I wanted. So for example, Enzo, may pagkakonyo talaga siya magsalita. And may mga issues niya medyo similar sa issues ng character ko. So nakatulong siya. Again, Carlo actually didn't want to accept the script at first because he thought it was so close to who he was. And then Rocco, I saw kasi may chemistry na si Rocco at si Enzo, best friends na sila. Tapos pinipikon niya na siya eh. Nakita ko even in audition na parang pinipikon niya na si Enzo. So sabi ko, parang hindi yung kailangan para. So really, it was the fit. At si Kean nga originally was thinking, pwede ba siya mag-Josh? Pero pwede ba siya mag-Chris? Pero I realized hindi eh, mas Josh talaga siya eh. Mas siya eh, mas bagay sa kanya yung role. So I selected based on people who I thought when they improvise and they are in a particular character, it's not going to be so hard to the character. So it gives them a lot of space to play around, improvise. Gives me a lot of space as well to create scenes that are more dynamic and have character. So basically it's that. Medyo malapit sa totoo boy. Sa Hazel lang yung hindi. Hindi niya kagaya yung character niya sa film. Si Hazel was selected more for because she really looks in the part, and she's actually a good actress.
Aw, thank you, Direk. I love you so much.
For the cast in a nutshell, what is it about being a lawyer that you liked, and what is it that you didn't like? Briefly. Thanks.
Like? Wala eh, hindi na hirap nila eh. Ano na? Yung pera, magastos gawin yun, di ba? Well, I don't know, I just have a newfound respect for them. Nabilib ako sa kanila na kaya nila gawin yun, but if I were to choose, I wouldn't go into that field. So, yun nga, hangala ako sa kanila. Yun.
Kean.
Ako, well, may kasi mga pagdebate. No, yun.
Okay.
Sa totoo lang, parang, hindi pong parang you stand up for something, i-explain mo kung bakit yun. May ano ko dun, may gusto ko yung side na yun eh. Na, or baka dahil marami na rin ako like, nakasama sa inuman or no, pero yun yung fact na parang, kasi I love to converse. Okay, kahit anong form pa yan. I love talking to people and all that. Pero like yung like pagiging lawyer, if there's something that I like most dun sa field na yun, eh yung ano, yung batuhan ng thoughts. Alam mo yung gumagana yung utak mo palagi. Yung reasoning mo, yung intellectual side of, ano mo, parang gumagana siya, parang walang natutulog na brain cells, parang yun yung natutuwa ako sa mga lawyers na. Tsaka ito yun, parang kung gaano rin ka solid yung gaano ka firm yung pinaniniwalaan na like kung kailangan na ipanalo itong case na to, paninindigan ko talaga to. Yung commitment, siguro yun yung commitment.
Well, since architect ako, I had a little bit of a taste kasi kailangan din namin pag-aralan ng mga laws. A little bit lang, but more for lawyers, of course. What I really like is the nobility in it. The work itself. Being a lawyer is being a noble person because you really have to. Who really wants to study just this and this rules? They want to do it because they want to defend people. They want to do it because they feel that they can be equipped to help other people, and I think that's very valiant. That's very respectable, and that's what I like. What I don't like is all the memorization. But yeah, I think it's definitely for the strong of will, the strong of heart.
As a filmmaker, I just felt passionate about it at that point in time. I felt na nakukulangan ako sa barkada films sa Pilipinas, which is weird because ang daming barkada films abroad. I think the other thing is, I don't see friendship kasi as shallow. The way I actually looked at the film when I was writing it was, I'm writing a love story, but not a romantic love story. It's a love, kasi I think friendship is a form of love. And so it is in that spirit where I wrote the script and directed the film, with the thinking that this is a love story, but not a romantic love story. I hope that makes sense. So I never saw it as...
Parang sure din sa inyo lahat na yung director namin nakasama ngayon is a very good storyteller. Kumbaga, I admire storytelling skills. Parang hindi lang dahil sa script niya, pero kung paano niya ina-execute yung mga bagay. Kumbaga, honestly, marami na encounter na like materials na ang ganda pag binasa mo sa script pero pag in-execute pa rin. Diba? Parang, pero siya, diretso kwento, and sinasabi niya hindi rin meticuloso yung sinasabi mo.
Sabi ko, nalaga ako lang siya.
Oo, pero ako, chill lang na ano yun. Sobrang meticuloso to. Baka hindi lang niya alam. Sa pagdidirect niya mismo, parang ultimo kulay ng damit namin, ultimo blocking namin, may ibig sabihin sa kanya. So, yun yung natutuwa ako. Kaya parang ako, I love working with this man, and I would love to do a lot of films with his, natutuwa na akong gano'n niya.
I say that. I think that victims were ignored in the SE ruling. I want to make a martial law film, but I want to make it when I feel I'm at the top of my craft. So, kung nararamdaman ko na ready na ako, saka siya gagawin. At kung gagawin ko siya, it will be a very personal film.
Sama ko dyan.
Hindi pa ba sapat yung karanasan mo na ikaw ay pinanganak sa loob ng Zelda?
Oo, pero I mean, totoo naman, pinanganak ako sa kulungan. Naalala ko pa yung some things that happened in prison. And of course, I know the stories. I'm part of a group of victims, and we always talk together. But I want to make a martial law themed film, not because it is a martial law themed film, but because it's a good story. And I also want to make a martial law film, not because it's a personal film, but because I feel na nandun ako sa level ng craft.
Once again, thank you po all for coming and for asking us all these amazing questions. I think naman you can tell na through our director, through our trailer, that through our interviews, that the people involved in this film are very passionate about the message of this. And sana po ay we're hoping na ma-reflect na to, yung itong film na to, yung struggles of not just lawyers, but people who have a dream and are willing to work hard for it. Yan po, sana po panoorin niyo yung film.
He's a faith in the cruise. Kean?
Thank you for being here. Thank you, I appreciate you guys being here. Para tulungan kami. Malaking parte kayo ng pelikula na to. Kung ano mamabot nito, kung ito man highest grossing film sa Philippines.
Bago magpasko.
Pero ano lang naman yan, parang kami, we're not aiming for a box office hit. We just want na ma-send yung message ng pelikula namin sa kung gaano kalayo ng biyahe siya pwede makapunta. Nakakatuwa rin din na, alam mo yun, nandyan kayo para tulungan kami. So thank you very much. Bar Boys, December 7 na ipapalabas sa SM Cinemas. Sana supportahan nyo na. Napakagandang material nito. Maniwala kayo sa akin. Direct Keep, Rocco Nacino, Rocco Nacino, Enzo Pineda, myself. Masayang pelikula to. Nakita nyo naman sa trailer. Kaya sana tulungan nyo kami na magpalagaran ng balita. Kahit sa social media, please, kahit i-share nyo yung trailer namin sa mga friend of a friend. Para, yeah. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Rocco.
And once again, thank you sa oras niyo sa pagpunta dito this morning and afternoon. And I can feel the excitement after hearing from all of us about the film. And may mas naiintindihan yung pelikula of why we want to showcase this film. Isa pa, aside from all the conflicts about this story, isa siyang barkada film. So it's a feel-good movie that everyone will enjoy. Hindi lang mga law students, magbabarkada yan, mga estudyante, mga pamilya, mga families and all ages ma-appreciate yung film na to. So we need your help in spreading the word that this movie is for everyone at talagang ma-enjoy niyo ito. Sana nandun din kayo sa premiere namin para mas ma-appreciate niyo yung film. At natutuwa kami sa mga questions niyo na talagang napaka-enthusiastic kayo magtanong about the film and talagang naramdaman na interesado kayo sa aming pelikula. So thank you so much and we hope to see you guys sa premiere and help us spread the word again. Thank you.
Of course, the writer-director of Bar Boys, Director Kiko Ipanda.
So, thank you to the entertainment press. Ang hirap niya magtanong. Tatalino kayo mga tao.
Sasabi ka din doon.
May hirap niya magtanong, which means natatalino kayo mga tao. which I really like. Kasi at least, it's not, you're trying to delve deep into the story talaga and the motivations, which is great. We hope that you will watch our film. Invited kayo lahat sa premiere night. And thank you talaga for coming. And we truly appreciate all of you being here. And yun lang talaga. Thank you lang. We're very happy. Thank you.
Thanks!
Okay, thank you so much mga kapatid.